Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good morning to you guys all out there. Beautiful Monday, the most difficult day of the week, actually. Coupled with when Chelsea loses a game, it's not an easy thing. To mount even my camera this morning, not easy. Dear friends, we lost it to Arsenal, 1-0 at the Emirates. Were you expecting that? Many have said they were expecting it, but I wasn't. I was very optimistic. I was very positive that my team, Chelsea, could withstand Arsenal, knowing that they are not in the best of forms. So, you asked me, I will tell you I was disappointed. Arsenal not in the best of forms, and I would have expected Chelsea to take advantage. But you know why? Our problem, let's stop blaming the players. Especially majority of the players. Maybe only one or two players you can pinpoint that they are not playing for the badge. But the fact remains, and listen, you see, people kept asking me, or people kept wondering why I have been supporting Pochettino, why I always talk good about Pochettino. Just compare Pochettino to Enzo Maresca right now. Pochettino, we all know, the struggle to rebuild a new squad when he came in. A depleted squad. He had to start building from the scratch. Yes, Poch started building from the scratch. Along the line, most of the players got injured. At a point, 13, 14 players were injured out of how many? Out of about 30 players. What do you expect him to do? At the time, when you look at Chelsea's bench, there was no player to look up on because almost every player was injured. We move on. In the summer, Poch was sacked for reasons that some of us to date we can't believe, we can't understand. They brought in Maresca, and I said it then, oh, this is a championship coach, and indeed he is. He is a championship coach. Listen, the fact remains that Maresca is not getting the best out of this squad. He is so rigid to the extent that he's playing almost every player out of position. Almost every player in our first 11 playing out of position. We know, and you also know very well, dear friend, Reece James was one of the best right backs. We don't know Reece James to be a best midfielder. We know Reece James as best right back in the world, to the extent that even Real Madrid were coming for him. We know Reece James as the best right back. Now, Reece James playing midfield. You don't tell me that, oh, we don't have any other option on the bench that could play the midfield role. Yes, Romeo Lavia is now, has just recovered, coming back soon. Yes, I agree. Then the players that were on the bench, why did he allow the owners to let go Ugochukwu? Let's Ugo Chukwu. Why did Maresca allow Ugochukwu to go? Did the owners, Todd Boehly, Egbali, have they identified Reece James as a midfielder, or it was his own choice? Why did he allow Ugochukwu to go? Why did they sell Casadei, who was also another midfielder, only to start playing the best right back in the world in the midfield? Since when did Mercukrela becomes an attacking midfielder, becomes a number 10 or number 8? Since when? Playing almost every player out of position, and you expect to win? What is Chelsea's, tactics? We don't have, when you are going into a game, what I know coaches normally do is that they study their opponent's game style and they plan how to counter their opponents, their playing style. Chelsea, as we speak, every team that comes to face Chelsea can predict. We are very predictable. Chelsea are a very predictable team right now. They know we either invert Cucurella, we invert Reece James, or it is just a rigid system. We don't change anything. That is why, Cole Palmer is injured and there was no other player to play his position. Why didn't you play Christopher Nkunku in his position? How many times haven't we heard this same coach telling us that Christopher Nkunku plays the same position as Cole Palmer, and we cannot play both at the same time? Have you heard that before? We can't play Cole Palmer and Christopher Nkunku at the same time. Have you heard before? Yes, and now that Cole Palmer is not available, why won't you now make use of Christopher Nkunku in that position? We saw in the game yesterday, Christopher Nkunku starting from the left side of attack. And we know that is not his best position. His best position is behind the main striker. So even if Pedro Neto is the main striker, we are using him as a striker, why not Christopher Nkunku behind him? I just can't, I don't know how to. This is my reaction, my post-match reaction. I am not too sure how many people are very much disappointed like myself, but I am very much disappointed. I am. This team is just not good enough. And for me, 90% of the blame is down to the coach. I remember vividly, earlier in the season, when the team was playing well, everything seems to be working. We were playing well. This same coach came up and began to say things. We are not ready for top 4. The owners have not given him, the contract stating that he must qualify the team for top 4. We are not in a race until December. Just 1, 2, 3 injuries. Then we began to flop. We began to flop. Tell me now, in the comment section, which player did this coach, Enzo Maresca, improved? Among the 25 players, or 24, which of them have improved? Rather, we saw them deteriorating. We saw them rather deteriorating. Before Nicolas Jackson would get injury, he already lost form. He lost form. Noni Madueke is on and off. Cole Palmer, before this illness stroke the injury that we are hearing right now, he already lost form. Last season, by this time, the players were rather performing. Their performance was rather going up and up, up and up. So now what is the problem? What is the problem? You see, let me put it this way. You have a goalkeeper that the whole world knows that he's not fit to mount the goalpost for Chelsea. The whole world knows that. The whole world knows that. Yet this same coach will come up and say he's a number 1. The day he will stop playing the ball from behind, he will cease to be the number 1. The same coach will come up and say the day Enzo Fernandez will stop playing the ball backward, instead of attacking, he will cease to be part of the first 11. Threatening the players in a way that is unheard of before. If a player who we all know to be, one of the best attacking midfielders, telling him that the day he will stop playing the ball back, the whole system has been 2 steps forward, they play it 2 forward, they play it 3 back. That you don't want them to attack like a basketball. Yes, we understand, but listen, attacking like a basketball play is even more beautiful. attacking like a basketball, it's even more beautiful. Pa, 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 they are hitting a goalpost. Pa, 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 they are creating opportunities. They are creating chances. They are in the opposition area. Rather than we keeping the ball, we are keeping the ball and we are passing the ball backward until when our opponent bounce on the ball, then our goalkeeper. I don't know what else we need to do or say. I'm not too sure what Enzo Maresca want to achieve. If we, a head coach that is so much allergic to top 4 or winning. That is where I see Enzo Maresca. He is allergic to winning or winning trophies. He is actually allergic to winning trophies. He prefers to be a mid-table team. Oh yes, to not under so much pressure than being on top. You see, otherwise, he cannot tell me that in the summer we were going to buy a goalkeeper. He knows that Chelsea was in the market for a goalkeeper. He would have made a request. Sanchez cannot be our number 1. We don't need a backup for Sanchez. Rather, we need someone that Sanchez can actually look up to. So they will go for someone top-notch, not Philip Jorgensen. That will become, in his own words, Sanchez Jorgensen. I am very much disappointed. We are going on international break with 1-0 loss to Arsenal, who played virtually nothing. They scored their goal through free kick and a corner kick, which is expected, dear friend. It is expected that in the league, in this Premier League this season, Arsenal are the best corner kick takers. They have been drilled, they've been trained on set pieces. Almost all their goals they score in, week out, is either in free kick or a corner kick. They've been drilled. How many shots do they normally have on target? And come to think of it, we ourselves in the game, we could not even create, in exception of who? Kukurela. From nowhere with that shot. Which one again can you remember? Oh, come on, my goodness. And listen, this man, this guy, we need to let him go. The earlier the better. Christopher Nkunku, right now. I understand to some extent also, the coach is also part of Christopher Nkunku's performances. He's been misprofiled. He's not playing Christopher Nkunku at the right position. And not just him, but are we going to be letting go or sacking Maresca in order to get the best out of this squad? Dear friend, don't tell me that this squad, don't tell me West Ham have a better squad to Chelsea. Don't tell me West Ham have a better squad. This same West Ham beat Arsenal at the Emirates, right? Yes. This same squad, West Ham beat them at the Emirates, this Arsenal squad. So what is our problem? After the game, you will see our coach, 2 hands up, apologizing to Chelsea fans. And the worst part is that he will never admit, he now began to compare that in the 2 games that we played with Arsenal this season, the difference was not much. Oh, the difference was not much, but what matters is the 3 points in the 2 games. In the 2 games, what matters is the 3 points. How many points did we get out of the 2 games? 0. How many did Arsenal get in the 2 games? 6. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your breakfast and it's my reaction. We kept the ball, yes. The statistics show it very clearly. 59% Chelsea ball possession to Arsenal 41%. XG for both teams. Arsenal 0.77. They've not even gotten 1 XG. Chelsea XG 0.35. Shot on total shot. Chelsea 8. Arsenal 12. On target, Arsenal 4. On target. Chelsea 2 on target. Dear friend, apart from the first 25 minutes, the whole game was a balanced game. Arsenal shouldn't have just gone away with the one, with the 3 points. At worst case scenario, it should have been a draw, 1-1. 1-1. Dear friends, what else? We are on international break, and so much news is coming up. We are still buying prospects. We are still buying prospects. I wonder when will be the time that this conference league, because we are Chelsea seems to be the biggest club in the conference league. That is why it seems like we have hope. In fact, Champions League next season is better and otherwise we're going to be receiving the biggest embarrassment of our lives going to the Champions League next season. Guys, I'll see you all in the next one when you see me. Remember, we're on the international break, but hey, don't go anywhere. Stay with this channel, like the video and share the video because more is to come during this period. I'll be back. Shalom and peace.